All right, in three, two, one. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Platinum Podcast. Very excited today because I do, like I said in my past videos, I do, talk and conversate with many talented artists, like Hmong artists, in our community. But today, I'm very humbled and very privileged to be having someone who I think is an incredible designer, hustler, grinder, and just whatever she does and whatever she wants to put her mind to. You guys might have seen her if you guys do pay attention to like Shein and fast fashion and the fashion scene and all that. She just recently got a collab with them, so I got Kalia Muas with me. How's it going?
Hello. It's going good. Pretty.
So, how did it happen?
How it started. So with the whole Shein thing.
Yeah.
Um, so like obviously I'm still in school.
Mm-hmm.
I go to Stout and I'm in their Pro program. And so, with my social media, I would just like post all the projects that
Right.
I, currently working on. Um, and then there's this girl, her name is Asia, and she used to live like in Minnesota. And like I don't know, we've been like following each other on social media for like
Mm-hmm.
ever. But she was a stylist for Shein and I think
Mm.
LA area in California.
Yeah.
And so she just reached out to me and she's like, hey, like we are, Shein's having this program where they're looking for designers. Like, are you interested? And I'm like, yeah, like that's awesome because like you know, I'm still in school and it's like it's so rare that you would get an opportunity like that. Um, and so then after that, they just reached out to me, the Shein team. They reached out to me through email, and then they're like, "Yeah, do you want to work with us?" I'm like, "Yes." And then after that, they're like, "Yeah, well, we need like designs within a week." I'm like,
Oh
"Okay,
wow.
yeah." Um, and it was funny because like it was actually during like finals week,
Yeah.
and so I already had like a lot on my plate. So that was stressful, but yeah, that's kind of how it started. So I guess it was somebody giving my name, and then yeah, that's how it started.
And you finished the whole thing within a week? Was that like how did you even within that week or within that time frame? Sorry, is this staticky? Can you hear that
Sort
static?
of,
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
My interface is kind of like getting old. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but yeah, like how did you prepare yourself and what did you grab for like the inspiration of this collab with them? Because you said you had a week and honestly
hmm
within that time frame, I don't know, almost impossible. So
Yeah. No, it was definitely hard. Like as a like designer and creator, I'm still learning a lot about myself. So
mhm.
I kind of just like I look through Pinterest, I look through like Instagram, like just what I thought was trendy.
Mhm.
Um, and so I kind of just like got on my computer and then I did flat illustrations. So that's just pretty
Yeah.
much like drawings on Illustrator.
Mhm.
Because I'm not like the best like at sketching, like hand like free sketching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm not that great at that. So I just, kind of just went on Illustrator and just kind of like design stuff from there. But like I did have like some ideas in mind. Um, and then like I guess what inspired it was it was supposed to be for spring and summer
Mhm.
21.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like took ideas of like what I would wear, what I would want to wear in the springtime.
Mhm.
And I know like I shop there on Shein too, so I kind of know like their target market and like who their audience um, are. So like it was kind of difficult, I guess, but I don't know. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna give you as many as I can. Like they asked for 10, I think, and then I gave them like I think close to like I think I gave them like over 20, and
Oh,
they were like, yeah,
geez.
well, yeah, and they're like, yeah, we'll we will produce all of them. But I think what I learned from that is that like I think quality is better than quantity. Like
Mhm.
now that I look at everything that I design, I'm like, I wish that I would have just focused more on like this one piece and like detailed it a little bit more
Mhm.
versus having so many different pieces and then like not really like them anymore.
Right.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, which one was your favorite piece out of the collection?
I think it was a dress. It was like a one sleeve,
Oh yeah.
asymmetrical dress. Yeah, and so that's the one that they actually like promoted for the
Yeah.
entire like or that was the one of the outfits that they used for like their promotional image or photos and everything.
Hmm.
That one's definitely my favorite, but it's funny because like I thought of that after I turned in like all those designs.
Oh wow.
Because then, like 2 or 3 weeks later, I was just like, "Hey guys, like I have this design that I really want to do, and I already like drew it out and everything. Like, can I just send it to you guys? Is it too late?" And they're like, "Sure, we'll see what we could do." And so they saw it. They're like, "Yeah, it looks awesome. Like, we'll add it." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay." So yeah, like I think I really learned how to just kind of stretch my opportunity,
Right.
um, which like at first it is like kind of scary because it's like you're kind of dealing with professionals or like you're
Yeah.
that's
Hmm.
the real industry, and it's like I
Hmm.
don't want to like you know
Kind of
make
like
anybody
ask too much from them.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly, because I don't want it to make it seem like I'm like I don't
Pushy.
know yeah. And so I didn't really I just but they were so like friendly and
Hmm.
super nice, um so it was really easy to like work with them. So yeah, it was really cool. One thing too
Hmm.
that I don't think a lot of people know, um, I actually turned this around to make it an internship
Oh,
for
nice.
my program.
Hmm.
And so again, I just kind of stretched my opportunity with them, and I was like, yeah, like this would be cool if like you guys help me make this an internship,
Right.
and they're like, sure, like whatever you need, like we'll see what we can do. I'm like, okay, great. And so I talked to my professor about it, and she's like, yeah, it sounds like legit. It sounds like, this is what you would be doing if
Hmm.
you were, if it was an internship or whatever.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, okay. And then we got all the paperwork done. They filled out their stuff on their end. Um, and then right now, it's like I'm pretty much wrapping it up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to like make PowerPoints and stuff for school and everything.
Right. Right.
So yeah, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that just goes to show, like, I guess I don't know, like squeeze all the juices out. You know what I mean? Like take the
Yeah.
opportunity to the fullest, because,
Mhm.
like you said, you didn't want to be asking too much, but then like
Mhm.
I think you asked enough from them where
Mhm.
they're like, yeah, we're able to do that for you. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, and the whole program itself was so like generous.
Mm-hmm.
Like like everything that like happened with them. Like they're like, yeah, so when I gave them, I think I gave them like a total of like 22 designs. They're like, yeah, we'll produce all of them. And I'm like, okay. Like, it was like they just kept like giving to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, great. Like that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's been a great experience.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, um, I'm pretty sure. Wait, did you? Is it just your work, and then do they give you like some sort of profit with it too, or no?
Oh yeah, so it is based on commission too. So
Okay.
like I do get, a percentage of like the sales that they make.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool,
Right.
like but for me, like I was like I would have done it regardless.
Right.
Like,
That's true.
cuz it's such a big audience, like
Mhm.
everybody pretty much shopped there at least once. So,
Mhm.
it was I was like I would have done it with or without commission.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's like
Yeah.
that's such a huge like way for you to get your foot in the door. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And to
Yeah.
add that to your resume, saying that like you collabed with Shein and made this whole line and a collection, and like you
Mhm.
said, like they have such a huge and like wide audience. So like your work has been out there, and you can say that you're actually a designer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right.
I know it's really weird because like I was talking to Kong about it. You remember Kong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was just like talking to him, and I'm like, wait, so like, does this mean I can like call myself like a fashion designer? And he was like, yeah, because you have something to show for it. I'm like,
Right.
that's crazy, because like ever since like I was younger, like this is like my dream to do,
Mm-hmm.
like this is what I would love to do for, my career. And so like to finally be able to say that, it's like
Right.
so surreal. Weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, taking it back to when you were like a child, like you've always saw yourself doing fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think I was like probably 7 or something, and like I would always like dress myself up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thrifted a lot too as a kid.
Right.
Like my dad and we would always go thrifting, and there was actually a thrift store like down the street from our house. And so I would always just go, and sometimes I'll just walk there by myself as like, you know, a 10-year-old or whatever. And I would just go and like buy like the most random stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then like sometimes I'll like kind of like alter it and like make it fit me or like
Right.
add stuff to it to like make it look cooler. But it's funny because like all of my family members are like, why are you buying all this stuff? Like it's like weird, like really weird stuff. Like nobody would wear that. But
Right.
I don't know, those are like the pieces that I like the one of a kind pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, so ever since I was younger, I knew that I wanted to go into fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like, after high school and stuff, I was like, I don't really know if that's like a possibility. Like
Right.
I just felt like I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Like obviously I wanted to go into fashion, but I was like that's just like a dream that like probably will never come true,
Mm-hmm.
because it's such, it was so out of my reach.
Right. And we don't
And
see a lot of
so
like Hmong people in the fashion industry at all. So I don't
right.
think yeah, it was hard just to picture it, right?
hmm Yeah, yeah. So like I was like, I don't know, I don't know how I would start, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But then I think I took like 3 years off of high school, and then it was after my dad passed where I was like, okay, well now I really need to like do whatever that I
Mm.
want to do.
Yeah.
And I need to go back to school, and I need to like, get my life together and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I went to the tech, got my generals done, and then I transferred to Stout. So like, which is also really good because like, you know, I this is Eau Claire in
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's rare. I'm lucky enough that there is a program near me because
Right.
Menominee's like half an hour away,
Yep.
and so it's like I was really glad that you know I
Mm-hmm.
had that as an opportunity to just go and then you know go to school there instead of like I was actually considering like California, but I'm like that's so expensive. Like I don't
Right.
think I could
Mm-hmm.
afford that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I think honestly, like, I think I've told it was either you or I think it was either your sister that I told. Like, I think like you guys don't really seem like the small town type of like it's not really meant for you. I think because you're
Mhm.
like for me too. Like, I don't want to stay here, the rest of my life because like I
Mhm.
see us as like doing bigger things in bigger cities and getting our names out there, whether it's
Mhm.
like for you like fashion and designing or like or even photography. Like I know you take
Mhm.
photography very very serious too, so I think it's
Mhm.
just cool to see, yeah, like somebody like in a small town got to do something really big and it, stretched the opportunity that she had.
Yeah, like I completely 100% agree with you. Like I know that I don't belong here at
Uh-huh.
all. Like it's so hard living here and like, obviously having to go to school and everything because
Right.
I feel like I'm lacking so much creativity. Like,
Yeah.
just being, when it's like, gloomy out and it's like cold and snowy, like I
Mm.
hate that. Like I
Yeah.
have seasonal depression. I
Right.
don't want to do anything. I feel like
Mm.
a bum. And like it's really sad because
Right.
you don't have an outlet to like be like at your like your highest potential. Like you
Yeah.
can't even reach it because like
Mhm.
everything surrounding you is like blah. It's like
Right. Yeah.
it's so boring, like
Mhm.
it's really depressing. And so like I think I went to New York um right before like the pandemic hit. I went like last January, and like that like changed my whole life. I was like, I need to come here, I need to live here. Like just being there like with so much diversity and like so much like life there and like
Mhm.
so much energy. Like it was just I was like, I belong here. I belong in a
Right.
big city. Like it was so sad like coming back because I was like, there's literally nothing here for me.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I
So
feel that. Yeah. I mean, like sometimes it's like, we have to do this because we have to. But then,
mhm.
but then this is not our ending. You know what I mean? This is just a
Like
pit stop for
temporary.
us. Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm And it's cool.
Yeah.
Like for when you design, and so you've always wanted to be a fashion designer, like have you ever thought about making like videos, or like just making more content for yourself, for like
Yeah.
your resume, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, definitely. But like I said, like it's so hard to stay
hmm
motivated, like
Right,
especially
right.
being here. And like, yeah, that's probably an excuse that I'm making up, just
hmm
because maybe I already have too much on my plate to do it.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely. Like I would love to like every day I'm like, yeah, I want to make these like outfit videos and maybe make like a TikTok video or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it takes a lot out of you to even do
Oh no, it
that.
does.
Like, like it takes a lot. And so like as a creator, like yeah, like that's you always have to kind of practice it. But
hmm
for me, it's like I need to be in the mood in order to create something that like I really like.
Right.
So it takes a lot out of me. So like, yeah, I definitely should. I definitely
Yeah.
should
I mean,
make
I
more
used
content.
to make fashion videos. The OGs of this channel, whoever is the
Hmm.
OGs of this channel. I used to make fashion videos and sneaker videos, but like you said, it does take a lot out of you, and
Hmm.
like that's why I stopped, because it was just there's no out source of motivation. Like when I look,
Hmm.
like you said, when we look outside, we get no sort of like energy from it.
Hmm.
Yeah, and maybe if whenever you do get to go, you live somewhere you want to,
Hmm.
maybe that's when like you could pick that back up.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. Like, with photography too, like I don't take pictures in the wintertime. I
Yeah.
barely even do like fall. Like I usually just do it in the summertime because it's
hmm
like that's where I feel like I'm most like creative or,
hmm
like that's where I can express myself a little bit more. But yeah, like I hope one day I get back into doing it. Like even with photos too. Like I haven't done a photo shoot in a long time,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
like um I do want to get back into it. Probably this summer I'll like, take some more photos and stuff. But
hmm
yeah, it takes a lot out of you.
Yeah. But talking about having motivation and being inspired, what do you usually like, what inspires you to do fashion, or who do you see as an inspiration for you to keep going and do, like, keep designing?
I don't know, like I'm always on like social media, like I'm always on Pinterest or
hmm
Instagram, and like when I look at something like, that's if it's like something new that it's like trending, like I'm always like I want to keep up with that stuff.
Right.
And then also just like yeah, like social media is a big part of it. Um but as for motivation, like just self motivation, like I do just try to push myself to be more creative
hmm
and then also going to school, like you kind of have to like exercise that too.
Right.
So it's like a combination of it all, I guess. And
hmm
then also I like to shop a lot.
mm.
So that's a big one. Yeah.
What do you think about fast fashion and like the fashion industry? Because I know some people feel some type of way about fast fashion, and
Hmm.
it's a big like topic for like people in the industry. So what do you think
Hmm.
about fast fashion, since you're pretty much in the industry now? So
Yeah. So with that, like I was actually like debating if I even wanted to do this Shein collaboration because like yes, I've shopped there before, but like I
hmm
actually stopped within the last like couple of years
yeah.
just because like obviously in school I'm learning about like the social footprint of like fast
Right.
fashion,
hmm
and so like I learned that it's like one of the top polluters in
yeah.
the entire world, and like um and I do appreciate nature. Like I am a nature at heart. Like I love nature too.
hmm
Um I love being outside and everything. So like I was actually going to minor in sustainability. So like
Oh, okay.
it was just like, like I do care.
Yeah.
Um and like it is messed up, but like yeah, it's like, but then again, it's like I was being selfish in this way. Like this is like such a great opportunity. Like I
Right.
can't say no.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, like I definitely there's some self confliction there,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean it's done for
Yeah. It's what it
yeah,
is.
like yeah, it is what it is. Like but yeah, like I know that it is not good, and like I wish I could do more, I guess, to
Mm-hmm.
help that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, like, your journey's just started. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think maybe in the future, who knows? Like, you can be the one that kind of switches that around and, not
Right.
fix the problem, but then make sure people are aware of this. You know what I mean?
Right. And
Mm-hmm.
like that also comes down to like, in the future, like what company or who am I going to be working for? Like
Mm-hmm.
for the I think that after college, I plan to work in a more like corporate setting.
Okay.
Just so I can like, learn more, but like it's also like I should I definitely want to consider like that company's, morals when it comes to all of
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, definitely like in the future, because I'm not like with Shein, like this is just a collaboration. Like
Right.
I'm not a set designer for them,
Mm-hmm.
forever. And so, you know, I hope I get an opportunity with a company that's a little bit more sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Also, how do you explain or how would you explain your like kind of like style? Because yours, I don't really know how to. It's like not vintage, but it's like almost vintage, but it's also like kind of like couture. You know?
Oh my gosh, like seriously, I can't even define it myself. It's so
Mm.
funny when people ask me that because I'm like I'm also bad with words too, like explaining things. So it's like it's more just like a feeling. Like if
Mm-hmm.
I like it, I like it, you
Right.
know. And I'm still learning about my style. I'm still learning about like the fashion world and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely like I love vintage aesthetics, and then I also love like high fashion
Yeah.
and like being more chic. Like I'm definitely within that kind of realm.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I just kind of like, you know, buy whatever I like and
And
then I
then
put it
put it
together.
together.
Yeah, and then that's just like my style, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, vintage, high fashion.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I am, I think.
You ever
But
think
who
about
knows? I'm different every day.
right? That's true. But do you ever think about doing like getting into streetwear? Because I know streetwear for me, I love streetwear and that was my gateway into fashion. So it was like streetwear and then which is crazy now that you talk about high fashion because all the high fashion industries they're now partnering up with a lot of streetwear brands. So like
Hmm.
would you ever think about like styling or designing in streetwear too?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's funny because like every time I'm on Pinterest, I'll like type something up and then like oversized blazer, streetwear. Like I'm
Mm,
always like, yeah, I do. But it also depends what kind of streetwear you're talking about too. Like,
true.
you know what I mean? Like, cause it's pretty wide. Cause
Yeah.
like streetwear can be very like, when I think about streetwear, it could be very like, artistically,
Mhm.
but then streetwear could just be like ready to wear stuff where it's
Right.
like, it depends on what street you're on too, I guess, like, so, I mean, yeah, definitely like I want to go into ready to wear.
Mhm.
I definitely don't want to go into like gowns or anything. Like
Oh, okay.
dresses were never a part of like my like taste, you
Mhm.
know? And so yeah, definitely streetwear. Like that would be, yeah, something I would be interested in.
Mhm. Who would you like to work with the most? Like if you any brands or just any like designer if you would work with them?
I wish that I could work with Zara.
Oh.
Yeah, but I think they're based in like the UK.
Yeah, I
So
think
like,
so. Hmm.
yeah, and so I don't know, but like I would love to like be, you know, with their company, like work for them one day,
Hmm.
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we
I don't
shall.
know. Yeah,
It
like I
can. I
don't know,
mean,
like
might be living
yeah,
in the UK, you know.
yeah. And
I mean,
so,
like, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, you can go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, what does Kong think about living in like New York or like bigger cities? Because I don't know him that well, so it's like,
Hmm.
how does he see your guys' future, right? Because then,
Um, yeah, like I mean, we are engaged, and
hmm.
so like we're not planning to get married like anytime soon. Like we're
Mm.
just gonna be engaged for a while, just
Okay.
because like he's also in school, and then
Hmm.
also like I'm in school, and like I don't want to, get married until like I have like 100% stable job,
Right, right.
and obviously until I'm done with school, and like same with him. And
Hmm.
so like I told him that if I do get a job in New York City, like yeah, you can come, but like you should find a career there as well. Or
Mm.
it's like if you feel like you don't want to go there, like then I'm not forcing you to go there because like I don't want to be responsible for like anybody's like happiness if it's
Right.
like you know what I mean. Like I told them
Yeah.
like I don't want you to just like follow me because obviously like what if you don't like it
Right.
and it's not for you. And so yeah, I mean that's definitely something that like we need to figure out because
Mm.
like I do want to move to New York City after I'm done with my degree.
Okay.
And so yeah, we'll see.
Would are you moving like right away after you're done here?
It depends because I might have an opportunity with a company there. Like
Okay.
I applied, and like it's kind of in the works. Like I
Okay.
might get an internship
Oh wow.
there. Yeah, and so we'll see. Like, because I was talking to them about it, and they're pretty much saying like, it's an internship, but you are considered like an employee,
Oh, okay.
and then after you like pretty much move into like actually being um like an employee there.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I don't know, we'll see. Like if that all works out, then I pretty much have like a guaranteed job, but I don't
Right.
know. We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. It's still in the works, so
Mm. Man, like how how do you find the time to manage all this stuff and school and then keep working towards a goal that you've set yourself since you were 7?
I have no idea. Like it just happens. Like cuz I again like, I am a hustler. Like I consider myself like a hustler and I do work hard.
Hmm.
Um and like, it's like I wouldn't be myself if I wasn't juggling like 10 things at a time.
Right.
And like, I do believe that work, hard work pays off. So,
Mm.
I mean, like right now, I'm also working too. And so, like, I mainly work on the weekends, but then,
Yeah.
like, if they allow overtime, like, I am working. I'm usually working like 30 hours a week, and then I do go to school full time. So it's
Right.
like, yeah, like right now I'm not working too much. So I do have
Mm.
a lot of downtime, but then again, it's like I'm working with Shein, or it's
Hmm.
like I'm working on getting this internship,
Right.
so it's like I'm always making sure that I'm busy because I feel like if I get too comfortable, then it's like it's just gonna go downhill from
Right.
there.
Right.
And so definitely I think it's important to like, always like what's like your next steps, you know?
Mm.
And so yeah, I don't know how I do it. Sometimes I look back and I'm like, I don't even know how I was working like full time, going to school full time, and like, I and like doing photos too on the side, things like
Right.
that. It's like, I don't know, but it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, and like I said in the beginning, you are a hustler. You know what I mean? You're a grinder.
Mm.
So I think it's just that mentality.
Yeah.
Some people learn to have the mentality, and some people are just kind of born with that mentality. So
Hmm.
I think you do definitely like you were born with it. That's why
Hmm.
sometimes you don't know how you did it when you look back at it.
Hmm. Yeah. It just sort of happened.
You're right.
Yeah.
And
But
when you
yeah.
did the when you did the collab, it
Hmm.
was with Shein, and then it says Sayndo. Is that your brand or
Oh
is that?
yeah. Yeah. And so it's funny, like I thought of this name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it comes from like a motto that my dad always said to us as kids, which
Mm-hmm.
is, do what you say and say what you do,
Mm-hmm.
meaning just like follow through with, your passions, or follow through with whatever you said you were going to do.
Right.
And like, I remember like, you know, every day he would like say that to us. Like,
Mm.
and it's so funny that um, like I needed a name for a project for school. It was
Right.
this CAD class where we're, learning Illustrator and everything like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then I was like, yeah, I would love to like have that sort of be like, the motto of the brand or
Right.
something. And then Kong's like, well, why don't you do like Sayndo or something? I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, like that's a great name.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Shein asked me like, yeah, do you have your brand name, or do you have like, do you just want to use your name? And I'm like, well, like I'll just use Sayndo because I've already like I had it for a project. I'm like,
Right.
that means a lot to me. And so
Mm-hmm.
I just gave him that name, and then yeah, I guess now it's just like my brand name, But like again, I'm still starting out, so it's like that. I guess that's what um, you know that's gonna be my brand name, like right now for
Yeah.
now.
Is that like kind of
But I
like
don't
your
know.
designer name, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But like the thing is, like I'm not starting like my own business or anything, but it's just a name that like means a lot to me. And
Right.
so, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, talking about starting your own business, like, have you ever thought about starting your own like fashion line, fashion company, or just like a clothing brand in general?
Um, no, probably not.
Oh,
Just
really?
because, like, yeah, like I would rather work. I mean, like right now, no, just because,
Mm,
like, I want, again, like I said, like I want to work in a corporate setting,
right.
and I want to learn. I want to work for a big company and like learn everything that I can, and then maybe when I'm like 40 or something like that, I can,
Mm,
start my own thing. But like right, you know, right out of college like this, no, absolutely
mm-hmm.
not. Like I don't know many things yet, like I want to learn as much as I can because I don't want to like do all that and like fail. You know what I mean? Like I would rather um like teach myself, or, work for a company and like have
Mm-hmm.
them teach me everything and then use that knowledge to like, build something of my own.
Yeah.
And so probably not anytime soon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know if you remember my clothing brand that I had with my
Yeah.
cousin.
Hmm.
Oh, we failed. But I think that
Oh
was like
no.
it was just like a good learning experience, you know what I mean? So I think I
Hmm.
know what you're saying, that you wanna set yourself up for success rather than
Yeah.
just kinda doing it and then it just goes back down. But,
Yeah.
it is scary. I mean, it was a really good experience. I think, we learned a lot just from, designing T-shirts and marketing and selling it, But
Hmm.
I think the more times you fail at something, I think the more I guess that's learning experience too. So I guess it's just which way do you wanna learn, right?
Hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely. And like with this opportunity with Shein, like it's definitely taught me a lot, like what I like versus what I don't
Mhm.
like just, as a designer, and then also like how much it takes to like promote yourself. Like that's a
Yeah.
lot. Like I'm not like, yes, I'm on social media, but I'm not like Bituna. Like I'm not like somebody
You're
who's
like
like constantly making posts and like,
mhm.
like she is really good at that stuff. And like for
Mhm.
me, I'm like, I don't know, because like I'm not like, I don't know, I don't really do that.
Yeah.
Like I don't have many followers either, so it's like just kind of do my own thing. So it's like
Yeah.
when I kind of have to, self promote myself, it's like just kind of weird.
No, I
So I'm
feel
like,
you.
yeah,
I
like
feel you.
you guys don't have to follow me. Like I'm not like, I'm not that important. Like I'm still learning,
Mhm.
I'm still learning my way through it all. And so like don't listen to me kind of thing,
Right. Yeah, speaking of like that, do you ever think about being an influencer at all? Because because honestly, you said like you don't really post that much, or like you don't really have like that plan. Just you just post when you feel like you're posting, right? But then
Mhm.
I think nowadays that's what people love. You know, like when they see authenticity behind
Mhm.
the page or like that character, or just to see you be you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do you ever think
Yeah.
about being an influencer at all?
I don't think so. Cuz like I'm more like I want my art to like speak for itself,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not I actually hate being like center of attention. Like
Mm,
I don't want all of that like clout, whatever it's called.
yeah.
And so like I would rather kind of just I'm more like behind the scenes. That's why
Mm,
like even with this opportunity with Shein, like I had to like make videos and like answer questions and stuff. And I'm like, I don't really know. Like I sometimes like I said, like I'm not that great with words. It's like
right.
I want my art to just kind of speak for itself,
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm putting my work out there, I should definitely like learn how to, speak up about it and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is like, all a learning experience too. But yeah, being an influencer, I don't know. I don't think I'd like I think I would rather just be an artist and just share my work, and if you like it, you
Mm,
like it.
yeah.
And like, you know,
And then yeah,
not
if you want to do it,
I
then just do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like if you like me, you can follow me, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna like self promote myself. I don't know. Um,
No, you're cool. I mean, I think that's a good way to put it. Like, I think sometimes the most successful people I think is like just the ones that just want to do work.
mhm.
Like you're not here to, you're not here to. Of course, you're here to make money because you need to survive. But like, you're not here to like for the clout. You're not here to chase anything. You're not here to force anything on anybody. Like you're just here to show your work and then go back
Mhm.
home. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Like that's like definitely what it's all about. Like when it comes to being a creator, I think like just
Hmm.
really allow your work to just kind of if people like it, and it's like it's art, it's subjective, so it's like people won't like it either, so it's like I'm just here to just share my work, and if you like it then that's great, but
Right.
yeah.
Do you ever see yourself doing like modeling or like doing runways?
No. You're like asking me all these questions, I'm like no, no, no. That's funny because like I do like I had to model for myself here and
Hmm.
there, because um like there wouldn't be a model for me to use, so like I kind of have to like take photos of myself kind of thing.
Hmm.
And like I don't like modeling, like I would rather be behind the camera because like then I have full control of like
How it's
what I'm
gonna
taking.
look.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like I'm also like really critical of myself, like
Mm.
I'm like I need a specific look and like I should be looking like this, but I can't do it because like obviously I'm not a model, so it's like
Hmm.
um yeah, I probably and plus I'm so short, so like being like a runway model, like absolutely not. Like that'd probably never work. Um, but like it's I've done modeling for myself, and like
Hmm.
I've done some for like a, like a couple other photographers, but not anything I would like make a career or anything out of.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, so obviously, you're Hmong. So, do you
Mhm.
ever try, or would you ever try to kind of like learn how to like sew pandao and stuff like that? Because I know since you were 7, and I don't know, like, have you ever tried sewing
Oh
pandao?
yeah. Yeah, I've tried. Like my grandma, she used to do it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done some with her, but like that stuff takes a lot of patience, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of patience. And so I haven't done it probably since I was like maybe like um early teens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's been a long time, but like I know some of my girlfriends like they're doing it and they're having a lot of fun with it. But
Right.
I don't know, possibly like I was actually thinking about like I should make my own monk clothes. Like why
Mm-hmm.
haven't I done that yet? Like
Yeah.
so maybe like in the future, maybe I will like make an outfit for myself or something. But embroidery itself, I really like embroidery. So yeah, I should definitely look into that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So what do you do on a daily, like day to day basis as a designer? Like you said, you do go to school and you do work, but as a designer and that
Mhm.
headspace, how do you kind of go throughout your day?
Well, I just bought like an iPad, and so like just so because again, I said I'm not like a good freehand sketcher,
Hmm.
and so I am like practicing sketching in those ways. Um, Otherwise, like I said, like I'm always on like Pinterest and Instagram, and I'm always saving stuff
Hmm.
that inspire me. Like, and it can be like anything. Like it could just be like I don't know, like a picture of like seashells or something, or
Right.
like picture of like nature or something that I think is inspiring, or just like clothing too. But it's
Hmm.
also hard like because you know with fashion like there's so many like similar pieces that it's like
Right.
you want to be obviously authentic, and so like
Hmm.
I you can't always like um just copy somebody's design either,
Hmm.
you know what I mean, like, and so I definitely I'm trying to teach myself to like find inspiration through other things other than clothes, and so that's something too, and then but then again like I also look at clothes and I'm like let me recreate that, like let me see how I can pattern that out or something,
Right.
um and so yeah.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think that's why I like fashion so much. Is like seeing one piece seeing one piece and other people seeing it. There's so many ways to put that piece together. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you said, art is like subjective, so it's like there's different eyes, and that means there's like different ways of wearing it or putting it together or putting it
Right.
with an outfit. You know what I mean? So I think that's why I love fashion so much, and I'm pretty sure you like that's one of the reasons why you like fashion so much too, because it's the same, but at the same time, like for everybody, it's different.
Mhm.
Who are your favorite designers?
Well, right now there's this designer. Um, I don't know their name. I'll have to like look it up. It's on my
Mm,
Instagram. Like
yeah.
again, I'm like so bad with names too. But I think it's like Andriva. But they're
Mm.
like they have like 30,000 followers right now. And they do a lot of knitwear, so like actual like knitting.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and so like they have like feathers on it sometimes. They use like really vibrant spring colors.
Mm-hmm.
And like right now I am taking a knitting class, so like
Oh, okay.
I I'm learning about how to knit and whatnot. It's like this machine where you like literally like
Oh
go back
wow.
and forth. Yeah. And so um right now like I'm really digging their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um but there's a few other ones. Like again, I'm so bad with names. And I should really like know more designers because like
Mm-hmm.
obviously this is like the world I'm going into. But
Right.
there's so many creators that like,
Mm-hmm.
like obviously like I like Gucci, but it's like
Right.
that's like everybody likes Gucci,
Right.
So but yeah, I think most recently it's Andriva. I think that's how you
Mm-hmm.
pronounce it. But
Yeah.
it's like this mother and daughter company, I think, and they just like
Oh
do a
wow.
lot of knitwear, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And as a Hmong woman, like, what do you want to see more with Hmong women and like the Hmong community and like going into like something different? Because I know a lot of
Hmm.
like we're not taught to go and actually follow our dreams. We're actually just taught to
To
be,
play it safe.
yeah. You know
Yeah,
what I mean, like be doctor,
I mean,
lawyer.
yeah, like like do you like if you feel like you want to be a creator, like it is gonna be like a struggle, obviously, like because
Hmm.
it's not like going to the medical field where it's like you're kind of guaranteed a job, you
Right.
know? And so, it's definitely a risk that you will have to take, like for me, like I think it's a risk because like,
Hmm.
if I don't get a job, then I just waste all this money on college, but like for
Right.
me, my mindset is like, I'm not going to give up. Like, I'm not going to take like no as an answer. Like if it doesn't work out, then I will find a way to make it work. You
Right.
know what I mean? Um, like even if I don't get a job in it, like I'm going to do something on the side,
Mm-hmm.
obviously that has to do with fashion. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and so you kind of have to think about it that way too. Like, you are pretty much like, it is kind of freelance until you have like a legit job, you
Right.
know? And so, yeah, I mean, it's a risk that you're just going to have to take, you know? And so I know like there's so many like friends of mine where they were like, yeah, like I tried going to the program, but like, you know, I stopped going, and like, you know, they went to the medical field just to play
Yeah.
it safe. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you know, like again, like do you, but like, you know, at the end of the day, like what do you really want to be doing? Because like if you are gonna work like that hard and just getting like something, you know, in the medical field, like just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, take that effort and like put it into, you know, if you're passionate about fashion, like, you know, put it towards that. And like,
Yeah.
again, like I said, like I think that working hard does pay off, you know, like you just kind of have to believe in yourself. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's like so cliche to say, but like it's
Right.
legit. Like you have to believe in yourself, and you have to like have grit and push yourself, because it's like, you know, again, it's a risk that you're taking, but it's like at the end of the day, would you rather be doing something you love or just something that, you know, gives you a paycheck, you know?
Right. Yeah, and that's something I focus a lot, or I would like that message to, be
Mm-hmm.
shouted out from my podcasts. Um, is that, it's hard, like it is hard, to do something and make sure that, because we are Hmong, like our parents, they're kind of like scared for us to take that risk because they already took a
Mm-hmm.
risk by coming here, so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard for everybody to like follow their passions and follow their dreams, but I mean, like I'm here doing it, like Kalia's here doing
Mm-hmm.
it, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, I think, like, why can't you do it too, and I think
Right.
a lot of people need to see and kind of just open their eyes a little bit more, because like going like doing what our parents says is good, but then that's not what we're just here for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we're here to make a change, or we're here just to, elevate everything else that we're meant to do. Because if we're just here to, go to school, start a family, and get a good job again, like we've had people that done that already. Can, like, let's do
Mm-hmm.
something else. And that's why I
Yeah.
appreciate you for coming here and talking about your story, because I think a lot of people are scared.
Yeah. And like, I get it. Like, obviously it is scary, but like,
Hmm.
you know, it's like, I believe that if, again, like if you become too comfortable, like that's a problem, you
Hmm.
know, like you should always be like pushing yourself for something bigger and better.
Right.
And like, I know a lot of people do struggle with that. Like, it's hard, yeah, but like, you got to do what you got to do. And like, you
Right.
only, you know, like you live one life. Like, if you're not hustling, and like, if you're not like, you know, fighting for what you want to do, like, then what are you doing? You know,
Right.
like, and like, I think, you know, bringing up the Hmong community, like Hmong women and men, I guess, like, I feel like they're so quick to get married and start a life. And like,
Hmm.
for me, that like, that scares me. Like,
Right.
that starting a family, like, that is scary to me, you know?
Hmm.
So it's like, it's funny that they would go that route versus like, you know, being afraid of pursuing what they want to do. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like maybe I'm just in like a different avenue than like, you know, than a lot of other Hmong people. I don't
Hmm.
know, because like honestly, like everybody's just married, have kids. Like that's the Hmong
Yeah.
tradition, and like
Hmm.
I don't really agree with that. Like
Hmm.
I want to have a career, be stable first, and then possibly like, you know, get married and have a family. You know,
Yeah.
but I mean, right now, like I don't even think I will have kids. So
Hmm.
like that's how career driven I am. Like I,
Hmm.
you know, I think about it and I'm like, I want my 30s for myself, I want my 40s for myself, and then I want to travel in like my 50s. So it's like, I don't know.
There's
I'm
really
just
no time for kids in that
yeah,
time
like,
frame.
and
Yeah.
exactly. And so it's like, and I don't, you know, and if I want kids in the future, I'll probably just like end up adopting. Like, I don't know, like that's just my mindset. That's kind of
Hmm.
where I see myself going. Otherwise, I'll just have like a pack of dogs. Like that's what I want my life to look like, you
Right.
know?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just hard because a lot of people are scared, like I said, to take that risk and just to take that jump. But I mean, like I don't want to die knowing that I was scared, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
hopefully, I mean, hopefully, like this podcast or this episode inspires a lot of people to actually start doing what they want to do, because
Mhm.
like you said, we only live once, and if we're not gonna if we're put on this earth to do what we don't want to do, then why be alive?
Yeah. Like, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you know, like you said, like, with this podcast, like, hopefully it motivates others. Like, you know, don't like take it step by step kind of thing, like don't like
Hmm.
full force yourself into something. Like, like I like for me, like, being a creator, like I started school, I went part-time, so it's
Hmm.
like take things gradually. And then I started doing photography as something for fun. And so that kind of like, exercised my creativity. And then I finally went to school full time. And then now I'm going to school for like, fashion and like,
Hmm.
just take things like little by little, like, um, you know, think of it as a side hustle too, like I have a
Right.
girlfriend who does nails. Oh yeah, she does nails now, and like she does it as side hustle, and like I'm so happy for her because it's like she was like so afraid to start because she's like, would anybody even like buy it? I'm like,
Hmm.
just put yourself out there. Like, how are people gonna know you? Like,
Hmm.
if you don't like put yourself out there. And like now, like she does get clients, and like she's getting repeated customers, and I'm like, dude, that's great. Like,
Yeah.
like that's amazing because like you wanted to do this for so long, and like I'm so proud of like people that actually just like they're just like, I'm just gonna do it and see what
Right.
happens
Hmm.
because
What's the worst that could
you never
happen?
know. Yeah, like what do
Yeah.
you have to lose, right? And
Hmm.
so
Yeah. And on this podcast, we ask the questions: a top five, dead or alive. Who would you have a sit down conversation with?
oh, my dad, absolutely my dad.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he passed away I think like 4 years ago now.
Hmm.
um and like he was really sick, and so he had a stroke back in 2012, I believe. And like he was never the same.
Right.
He was like just really ill, and half his body was like paralyzed, and like it was just really devastating.
Hmm.
And so like I would definitely go back and like talk to him when he was like at his prime.
Right.
Yeah, that would be somebody I would love to talk to.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh, the five people.
Oh, five people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. um so definitely number one is my dad.
Hmm.
The second one would probably, like, could they be famous people? Like
Yeah, it could be anybody,
anybody?
dead or
Okay.
alive.
Um, Probably Freddie Mercury. I love
Okay.
Freddie Mercury. Um, five people. That's a lot of people. Dead or alive, though, you said,
Yeah, dead or
right?
alive. Yeah.
Okay. Um, who would I speak to? Probably my grandma on my mom's side
Mm.
too. Um, oh, Leon. She's another artist that like I absolutely love.
Okay.
Um, and then probably like the weekend or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that five? Yes.
Yeah, that was five. You're probably
Yeah.
the first one that actually did all five.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people usually
Crazy.
stop at three.
Wow. Wow.
It is a hard
Yeah,
question though.
I'm a big fan though when it comes to like if I like really like an artist, like
Hmm.
kind of crazy. Freddie Mercury. I think I was like obsessed with Queen for like a whole year. Like I played
Oh
their music
wow.
nonstop for like a whole year. And I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, I think that drove Kong crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Just a little
So,
bit.
yeah. Yeah.
But you have anything else to plug? Social media, where they could get your clothing with Shein.
So my Instagram is underscore Sayndo, Sayndo. That's my Instagram. And then in my bio in my Instagram has a link that actually goes like straight to my
Collection.
line on their website. So yeah, you guys check it out. But like it's kind of sad because like um things are being released really slow because I think
Right.
production is just behind. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think they've released like half of the entire collection. And so
Oh, okay.
I'm just like waiting until they release everything because
Yeah.
it's taken a while. So it's kind of sad,
Mm-hmm.
but just stay tuned and like update it. And I do post about it too. And then also my sister posts about it a lot
Mm-hmm.
too. So that's nice. But yeah, I think just something that like to end with is like, don't be afraid, just get yourself out there.
Mm-hmm.
And like my dad used to always say, like, do what you say and say what you do.
Yeah. You heard
Yeah.
it here. You heard it here,
Yeah.
guys. But
Hmm.
Kalia, thank you so much for taking the time and talking to me and talking to my viewers about what you do and how to just keep going. Like I said,
Hmm.
we haven't talked with each other for a minute, so I think it was good to catch up and see how you've been. And I mean, you're gonna do great things, so you're gonna change
Thank
something in
you.
the future.
Thank you. And I wish the best for you too with what you're doing.
Thank you. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And make sure just say what you do and do what you say.
Yeah.
Peace, guys.
All right. Thank you, Austin.